Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Heather Norman Burgdolf. She's an associate extension professor and extension specialist in health and nutrition for the University of Kentucky. Today we are talking about having strong bones for life, specifically osteoporosis. Heather, what is osteoporosis and how common is it?
Yes, so osteoporosis is a disease that's going to be diagnosed by a healthcare provider where bone loses its density and it's going to become weaker and more prone to breaks over time. And so when we say it loses density, it means that our bones become more porous. So there's actually small holes in our bone, but over time those holes are going to get bigger, which is going to make it weaker. And so it's kind of where we get the name of osteo meaning bone and porous meaning pore. So when you're diagnosed, the healthcare team is going to use something called bone mineral density to determine if you have the condition or not. Now, the thing is, many people may not realize they're at risk or that they actually have it. It doesn't cause pain, and you might not even know until you actually, fall or break a bone. And some of the most susceptible bones to break with osteoporosis are going to be your spine, your hips, ribs, upper arm, and wrists. You may know someone who's actually experienced that. Now, as far as how common is it, it's actually estimated that 1 in 5 women over the age of 50 are affected by osteoporosis. It's a pretty high number, and it doesn't just affect women, but also can affect men, where we see about 1 in 20 men over 50 are also living with the condition.
Heather, it seems like people who are older are more at risk for the condition. What are some bone healthy habits that people can put into action earlier in life?
Yes, so this is something we know that if people are making bone healthy choices throughout life, it actually will benefit them later in life. So it's never too early or too late to be thinking about bone health. It's estimated that people actually have their peak bone mass or density in their mid to late 20s, and that we actually start to lose it by age 40. So from there, the more that we can, stronger we can make our bones earlier in life, it's going to last us longer and benefit us as we're 40, 50, 60 years old. So first, look for ways to move your body. Adding physical activity each day when possible. This is one of the easiest ways for many. It could be as simple as walking or just taking the stairs more often. We also want to think about weight bearing activity. So it doesn't have to be intense weight training because even we see benefits if you're just using light weight. So like a light hand weight, even a can of
Hmm.
corn from the cabinet. I remember growing up seeing that. Putting the pressure on bone with weight actually helps stimulate bone growth. So that's going to be beneficial. Avoid smoking and excessive alcohol consumption because both of those are linked to increased bone fractures and osteoporosis later in life. Make sure you are reducing risk of falling. So checking your vision and making sure your home is a safe space. And then finally, adding in lots and lots of foods rich in calcium and vitamin D. Calcium is an incredibly important mineral that our body needs, not just for our bones, but for a variety of different things. It's actually the most abundant mineral in your body, especially if you think about how many bones you have in your body. But they think calcium is actually 2% of your body weight. That's how abundant it is, which is pretty incredible. Now, it's found in a variety of foods, primarily dairy items. So you're thinking, cow's milk, cottage cheese, yogurts, and cheeses, some of those types of things. But also, we know that calcium can be found in high levels in other foods that aren't a part of the dairy group, especially if you don't tolerate dairy very well or you're lactose intolerant. Almonds are an incredible source, and that even means almond milk. Almond milk actually has higher calcium than cow's milk. Sardines, salmon, leafy greens, and then also several products in the grocery store are fortified with calcium, and that just means we've added calcium to them after we've manufactured it, and that is beneficial to help us as a population get enough, and that's going to be primarily orange juice and breakfast cereals. The last thing I'll add in here at the end is vitamin D. Vitamin D is also going to be really important for bone health. It helps the body absorb calcium better when the nutrients, vitamin D and calcium, are consumed together. So trying to think about pairing foods with meals and snacks to help you better absorb the two together.
Heather, if someone wants more information, where can they get that?
Yes, so we actually have a brand new resource available through Extension. It's a brand new pub that kind of walks you through in much more detail some of the things we've talked about today, also with a little bit more emphasis on physical activity. So definitely reach out to your local Extension office for that publication and maybe a program or a workshop that's happening soon.
Thank you for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we will see you next time.